They/them. Hold on. What is this? I have just stumbled upon something. I don't know if I hope this isn't fake. There is a horror film. Blumhouse and Peacock shared a peek at their latest horror film on Thursday, and the internet is already in love with the movie They/them due to its title. What? The upcoming film, with its title pronounced They/them, takes place at an LGBTQ conversion therapy camp. The film follows a group of LGBTQ teens attending the camp, led by Owen Whistler, played by Kevin Bacon, his wife Cora, played by Carrie Preston, and another administrator, Molly, played by Anna Chlumsky. As the camp's methods become increasingly more psychologically unsettling, the campers must work together to protect themselves. When an unidentified axe murderer starts claiming victims, things get even more dangerous. What the fuck? What? When did this article come? Is this brand new? This came out today. This article came out today, 5/12 at 5:23 Eastern. Though no video has yet been released, only from the film, only stills, summary, and the title, They/them is already getting buzz online, mainly due to the clever pun in the title. I mean, this is a joke that's been around for like 5 years. Like, what do you call, or how does a non-binary samurai deal with their enemies? They/them. Despite the pun, They/them was not the original title for the movie. Earlier press from April 2021 announced the film under a different title, Whistler Camp, named for Bacon's character. The film is the directorial debut of John Logan, who also wrote the script and created the popular Showtime series Penny Dreadful. I never watched Penny Dreadful. This isn't the only film that involves gay conversion therapy. The company also produced the Netflix documentary Pray Away, which looks at the stories behind several people who went conversion therapy and why they now reject the practice. Though a good topic for a horror film, the practice is very real and very harmful, banned in 21 states and 13 countries, including France. So this movie is going to like show conversion therapy happening to queer kids. I feel like if you're gonna make this movie, then what you have to do is like, there can't just be an unrelated axe murderer. That's so contrived. Like, to me, that's really, really contrived. You can't have like the conversion therapy antagonists, like, who run the camp, controlling your every movement, you know, subjecting you to horrible things, then have an additional separate antagonist. Like, what that does is creates a situation where like the youth who are in the conversion camp are having to work with the adults in order to like survive. What you should have done was like, they go to this conversion therapy camp, all these horrible things are happening, and then they have to like retaliate with violence against the, like, maybe even you could escalate it. Like, they find out partway through this, like, maybe they find out partway through the conversion therapy that if it's not effective by a certain amount of time, then they will like kill and eat you, or like subject you to corrective rape or something like that. Like, increase the stakes of violence from the people who are torturing them in the first place. Like, it kind of doesn't make sense to have like an antagonist who's doing torture and then a separate antagonist who's doing axe murder. Like, is the axe murderer going to kill all of them indiscriminately, or are they on the side of the conversion therapists? Like, this is like, you have to be thoughtful about your storytelling. Like, honestly, if you don't have the kids, like whoever is at this conversion therapy camp, whether it's youth or adults, if those people do not end that movie by killing the torturous conversion therapists, because I'm sure that they're going to show like, this is a horror movie, they're probably going to be like violent anyway. If you don't have that, then I don't understand what the point of your horror movie who takes place at a gay conversion camp for. Like, what is this movie for? What is the purpose of it? What are you doing? These are the questions that I have. You know, it's intended to appeal to cis people. That's who they would certainly market a film to. Yeah, like the thing that sucks about it is that, unfortunately, if you don't have the people who are doing the conversion therapy be like the ultimate enemy in the movie, then you're kind of like subtly implying that they were not doing something all that wrong, you know? Like, in the current political climate, it would be very problematic if you were to make a film that was like the gay conversion therapy people, like the Christians. There's no way around having the Christian shit in there, by the way. Like, I don't think it's possible to represent a movie with this premise without it also involving Christianity. and like that being an explicit part of the motivation for the conversion therapy. So it's going to be critical of Christianity and like the protagonists of the movie are the gay people or the queer people. If it's called they/them, I swear to fucking God, if you don't have a non-binary person in your movie, I'm going to set something on fire in Roblox. I will lose it. But anyway, if the gay people and the non-binary people are the protagonists of your movie, that's going to be really dicey. Like, this movie is definitely going to be accused of contributing to a grooming narrative and all this kind of bullshit. I just checked. The cast for they/them has one non-binary cast member / character as far as I can tell. Okay, that's cool. As long as there's at least one. I mean, really, they should be the protagonist of the movie, if I'm being totally honest. Like, if you're gonna... I feel like if you're gonna, use my... That's our word. You think you can use our word and not cast a they/them as your main character? Really? It's kind of doing you dirty otherwise. It's a little disrespectful otherwise. If we're being completely honest. It's a little bit disrespectful. But we know that's gonna be how it goes down. It's okay because we got a non-binary main character in a big movie. Not a horror movie, but an action movie. Because we know that Bugs, the blue-haired SJW, is an NB. Thank you, Lana Wachowski. Based on the cast list for they/them, the first 3 billed are the ones running a gay conversion camp, and then the first kid there is Theo Germain, the NB. They're mining us for puns now, even, you guys. They won't even they're stealing, they're mining everything about our culture, okay? I will say, queer people, you know what? We are guilty. White queer people are guilty of like stealing words from like people of color. Like we just straight up start using African American vernacular in our speech. We're bad about it. But puns are white queer culture. Like puns are one of the only things we have that we did not steal from somebody else, as far as I can tell. Can you just leave the puns alone? It does sound like Theo Germain will be playing the main character. Okay, a sigh of relief. I'm excited. I don't really like horror movies, but I will watch this movie. If only just because I think that non-binary people should be the main character in more movies. Kevin Bacon's in it and he gets top billing, but I assume because he's the villain running the camp and because it's Kevin Bacon. Fair enough. I hope that Theo Germain stabs Kevin Bacon in the face in the movie. That would be pretty good. I would enjoy that. I'm glad that at least it's like commercially viable to market something with non-binary people in it, like that, and that they're like making that the title of the movie. It is nice when the companies at least think that it would be profitable to exploit our community for profit rather than like, I don't know. The thing is that they'll exploit the community for profit on the one hand, and then on the other hand, they'll pass the profits over to politicians that rule against our rights, so that's not good. Thank you all for watching, and I want to especially thank my patrons. Your support is enabling me to pursue this as my actual job, so thank you so much for your contributions. I want to especially thank Mersh Rolvag, Tiago Nascimento, Jovian F. Gaudreau, Bean, Heather Clarkson, Amanda B., Sarah A., R. Halverson, Michelle Winter, Athiette, Wellington Marcus, Nova, Frozen Summers, Suzanne Maynard, Elizabeth Bartell, and Mr. Atheist.